Formula One racing driver Michael Schumacher.
Michael Schumacher.
One of the greatest drivers of all time.
Greatest driver in Formula One history.
In critical condition.
The Formula One legend.
Ferrari's Carlos Sainz shocked the world by winning the 2024 Australian Grand Prix just 16 days after emergency appendicitis surgery. Doctors had barely stitched him up, but there he was on the podium. His triumph was a modern-day miracle, but even Sainz stands on the shoulders of giants. From the burning Nürburgring to shattered bones and shattered lives, these 10 F1 legends clawed their way back from the brink. These arena just races, their battles for life. Now, witness the countdown of 10 of the most remarkable injury comebacks in F1 history. Number 10. Niki Lauda. Burn injuries, German GP, 1976. Return, Italian GP, Monza, 1976. August 1976. Niki Lauda, Ferrari spears into the barriers at Nürburgring, erupting in flames. He's pulled out on a stretcher, face badly burned, lungs scorched by toxic smoke, the blood from his wounds still soaking into his balaclava. Doctors fought for his life. 6 weeks later, against all advice, Niki Lauda slips back into the cockpit at Monza. Pain still fresh, he trembles with fear. On Saturday qualifying he eases into speed, then outdrives the stand-in teammates. By race day, he fights his way to a stunning 4th place. The crowd can hardly believe the scarred champion is already back at speed. A car of flame to a podium finish, Niki Lauda's comeback is legendary. Number 9. Michael Schumacher, broken leg, British GP, 1999. Return, Malaysian GP, 1999. Silverstone 99. Michael Schumacher's brakes fail at 160 km per hour. He barrels into the barriers, shattering his right tibia and fibula. The music stops. The 7-time champion is sidelined for 6 races, his place taken by a stand-in. Months later at the first Malaysian Grand Prix, the world holds its breath.
For the broken leg he suffered when his car smashed into a tyre barrier at 100 miles an hour.
Michael walks out, broken leg taped, helmet on, fire in his eyes. In practice and qualifying he simply annihilates the field, pole by nearly a second. The Kaiser is back. In the race he even relinquishes a win to teammate Irvine, clearing Irvine's path to keep their title hopes alive. Schumacher has torn into the track once more. From shattered leg to pole position in 6 months, a Terminator-esque return. Number 8. Mika Hakkinen, fractured skull, Australian GP qual, 1995. Return, Australian GP, 1996. Adelaide 1995. A deflating tire sends Mika Hakkinen's McLaren into the wall at high speed. His head slams the wheel, he is knocked unconscious. Track marshals perform an emergency tracheotomy on the spot, a trackside life-saving miracle. Hakkinen wakes with a fractured skull and severe ear damage. 87 days after that crash, Hakkinen climbs into a test car at Paul Ricard. With one side of his face still numb, he sets the circuit ablaze, faster than Michael Schumacher's benchmark time. Fully fit for 1996, he avoids carnage on lap 1 in Melbourne and storms to 5th place on his comeback. In just over 2 years he'll roar back to claim consecutive world titles. A fractured skull to Formula One champion, pure grit. Number 7. Juan Manuel Fangio, broken neck and back, Mons, 1952. Return, Buenos Aires GP, 1953. Monza 1952. Exhausted after a non-stop drive from Lyon, Juan Manuel Fangio somersaults into the trees. He lies broken, neck and back shattered. His season ends, the papers call him done. Through Argentine home cooking and beach football, the old maestro rebuilds himself. In January 1953, he's back on pole in Buenos Aires, just 0.7 seconds off the fastest lap. He caps the year with a Monza victory, still finishing second in the championship. Fangio's neck never fully healed, but at 42 he still carved 4 consecutive world titles after that. At 41 he broke his body. At 42 he dominated Formula One. El Maestro's best days lay ahead. Number 6. Felipe Massa, skull fracture, Hungarian GP qual, 2009. Return, Bahrain GP, 2010.
Sport, and the Ferrari driver Felipe Massa will not race in tomorrow's Hungarian Grand Prix after being knocked unconscious during a major accident in qualifying.
Hungary 2009. A loose spring from another car strikes Felipe Massa's helmet at 250 kilometers per hour. He flies off, helmet shattered on the tire wall. Immediate surgery follows. The spring fractured Massa's skull, sending him into coma. Months later, Ferrari tests him quietly at Fiorano. Massa grins through the pain. "I feel as good as if it never happened. I'm the same bastard as before," he says. At the 2010 Bahrain GP, the Brazilian returns to qualifying, charges to P2 on the grid, and leads much of the race. Doubters fall silent. He truly is the same bastard, just stronger. From skull fractures to a front row start in 7 months, resilience incarnate. Number 5. Martin Brundle, broken ankles/feet, Dallas GP, 1984. Return, Brazilian GP, 1985. Dallas 1984. Tyrrell's Martin Brundle punctures a tire at 300 kilometers per hour in qualifying and slams into the chicane wall. The front of the car is ripped off. Brundle's ankles and feet are shattered. Surgeons almost lose a foot to amputation. He survives, but misses the rest of the season. Brundle's comeback takes time. By 1985, he's back with Tyrrell. In his first race, Brazil GP, he battles to finish 8th despite lingering pain. The checkered flag waves on a driver still fighting through the scars. He never became a champion driver, but he drove on. His lengthy Grand Prix career and World Sports Car title attest to a career reborn from tragedy. Number 4. Johnny Herbert, compound leg fractures, F3000, Brands Hatch, 1988. Return, Brazilian GP, 1989. August 1988, F3000 at Brands Hatch. Johnny Herbert's Reynard is catapulted into a bridge support, then thrown back into Armco barrier. The front of the car is ripped off. Herbert's legs absorb the second impact, breaking ankles, shattering feet, legs, a horrifying scene. Months of excruciating rehab follow. By March 1989, Benetton gambles on him for round 1 in Rio. Herbert can barely walk without sticks, but he gets in the car. Against all odds, he crosses the line P4, just 3 seconds behind the leaders. From wreckage to a miraculous debut points finish, he stunned the paddock. Surviving a crash that turned a marshal sick, then finishing 4th in F1 debut, it's jaw-dropping grit. Number 3. Graham Hill, severe leg injuries, United States GP, 1969. Return, South African GP, 1970. USA 1969. Graham Hill's Lotus 49 cartwheels at Watkins Glen after an experimental tire fails. Hill is thrown from the car, landing hard on the grass. He breaks one knee, dislocates the other, tears leg ligaments. He fights through rehab with that trademark grin. In early 1970, he's back behind the wheel of a privately entered Lotus. In South Africa, Hill starts 19th, bleeding, bandaged, but unfazed. By race end, he charges into 6th place. For a 41-year-old two-time champion to battle from last to a points finish with torn legs, Hill calls it one of his finest drives. A double world champion bent but unbroken, Hill's comeback drive remains legendary. Number 2. John Surtees, broken leg and pelvis, Mosport sports car race, 1965. Return, Monaco GP, 1966. 1965 Mosport, Canada. John Surtees hops into an open cockpit Lola sports car. The front suspension shatters at speed, the car flips and lands on Surtees. He's smashed, femur shattered, pelvis split, kidneys bruised. Doctors pull and tug his broken body back to some semblance of shape. Ferrari engineers build a little V6 recovery car. Surtees spends weeks hammering it round Medina. By May 1966, he's back on the F1 grid at Monaco. He briefly leads the race, then in the rain he lays down a statement, taking victory at Spa by 42 seconds. Just 9 months after the accident, he's on the top step again. From his worst crash to one of his greatest victories in under a year, Surtees did the near impossible. Number 1. Gerhard Berger, broken neck, road accident, 1984. Return, Brazilian GP, 1985. Winter 1984, Austria. Heading home, Gerhard Berger swerves to avoid a truck. His car careens off-road and tosses him through the windshield, half into a stream. Incredible luck, 2 helicopter doctors are passing by. They leap out, assess him immediately. Berger has a broken neck, and they hook up IVs from their boots to keep him alive. After daring surgery, Berger declares himself fit over dinner. Neck brace off, head down at the table, hiding the wasting in his muscles. By March 1985, he's signed to Arrows. In the season opener at Rio, he runs as high as 7th before retiring. By year's end, he's scored points twice. The next year, he's winning races again, the first of 10 career F1 victories. The first of many crashes that should have ended his story, but didn't. Berger himself believes a divine hand saved him. From a cracked neck on a lonely road to the podium steps of the world. He truly was an Austrian angel. Through flames and metal, through pain and doubt, these drivers redefined what victory means. In each comeback, they carried adrenaline and agony in equal measure. From Sainz's recent triumph to Luda's crucible of fire, we've seen the spirit of Formula One laid bare. The checkered flag may wave, but the human will never quits. These stories remind us, even after the darkest crash, hope will ignite the fastest heart. For more videos like this, watch the F1 ignored these 5 crashes and paid the price.